let's create our first snapshot of this project. That's something that you do in 2 steps. First, we must tell Git which files from this project will go into the snapshot. I do that with this command, git add. And because this is the first snapshot that we create, it's a good idea to include all the files from the project in it. So I'll use this dot that means this directory where I am now. So I'm telling it to include the current directory in the snapshot and all its files and subdirectories, the entire tree. I send this command, but note that I didn't create this snapshot yet. This was just the first step. Let's use this metaphor. Let's say that we have a launch pad to the repository, and what we just did is we put some files on the launch pad. This launch pad is also called the index in Git. In this case, we put all the files in the project in the index. And now, step 2, we can send the content of the index straight to the repository with this command called commit. So git commit means create a snapshot that includes all the files that I put on the launchpad earlier. And we can give a message to the commit to describe what's in it. Say first commit with all the files. And when I send this command, fire, the files get to the repository and they become the first snapshot of the project inside the repository. So we just created a snapshot of the entire project. And if I use this command git log, then we see the history of the project so far, that right now is only this single snapshot, this single commit in the language of Git. Now, this commit isn't very useful until we have at least another commit. So let's imagine that we have to do something that happens all the time in software development. We have to fix a bug. I'll use my text editor to edit a file in this project, let's say this file. And let's change this line here to fix the bug. Actually, I'm just doing a random change. Most likely I just created a bug instead of fixing it, but let's just pretend that I made this change to fix a bug. Now this file has been changed. It's been modified since the last time we took a snapshot, a commit of the project. And in fact, if I ask Git for the current status of the project, it tells me, look, this file has been modified. It shows the modified file in red. This is already a mildly useful thing, right? This fact that Git tells me which files have been modified since the last commit. So let's create another commit, but this time, this commit only includes the changes since the previous commit, that is, this file. So once again, 2 steps. First, add the file, let's say it's this blue file in the diagram, put it on the launchpad, and if we do git status again, Git shows me this modified file in green to mean this file is ready to go in the next commit. And second, we create the commit with a message. 3, 2, 1, lift off. And now we have a second commit. Another snapshot that includes this changed file. In fact, git status shows nothing because everything in the project is aligned with the latest commit. And if I ask for the log, you can see 2 commits. One from a few seconds ago that includes the latest changes, and an earlier one that includes all the original files in the project. And it also shows us who created these commits. That's me. So, we're already tracking the history of the project at this point. For example, we can ask Git, okay, so what changed between these 2 snapshots? That's a command named git diff that shows the difference between 2 commits. This command needs the names of 2 commits, and one way we identify commits in Git is by using their unique code, their version, if you wish. These long hexadecimal codes. Git generates these codes automatically when we create a commit. We actually don't need to use the entire code. We can get away with just the first few digits. Like, give me the diff between these, I'll copy-paste it here, and these. And this command shows that the only thing that changed between the 2 commits is that in this file, this line changed. So now we can find out what changed in the project, and who changed it, and when exactly. And that's already a very useful concept, right? Especially in a large project. But that's only the beginning. It gets better. Let's see.